Stacey, the former president is facing 37 federal charges. That includes 31 counts alleging that Donald Trump kept and refused to return classified documents after he left office, and 6 other counts, including conspiracy to obstruct justice, making false statements, and scheming to conceal. Now, as Trump continues his 2024 campaign, Iowa Republicans will be the very first group to indicate whether this indictment matters to GOP voters.
Legally, for Mr. Trump, this is very serious. Politically, we don't know yet.
KCCI political analyst Dennis Goldford says it's too soon to tell how a federal indictment will impact the former president's 2024 campaign. But how Iowa Republicans view these charges could influence the First in the Nation caucuses.
Iowa has the capacity to give us a reading of what Republican sentiment in this case is regarding Donald Trump. If Trump wins the caucuses, that means he's survived Iowa. But if somebody comes close to him or even beats him in Iowa, that throws a wrinkle in everything.
Trump has already spent time and significant amounts of money campaigning in the Hawkeye state. In a one-on-one interview in Grimes earlier this month, Trump dismissed concern over his handling of classified documents.
It's all fake news. This is just a continuation of the greatest witch hunt in history. Documents, it's all just a big fake deal. It's a scam. And every time I go up more and more in the polls.
Despite facing multiple indictments, a CBS News poll released earlier this week shows Trump nearly 40 points ahead in the race for the GOP nomination. Goldford says Trump's denial of wrongdoing fires up support from Trump's strongest followers.
That's that core base that is his leverage. That's why he's appealing so strongly to them at this point, which means emphasizing his claim that this is political persecution and completely unfair and unjust.
But he also says the indictment could create uncertainty over Trump's ability to win in the general election.
Some Republicans outside of that hardcore, white-hot base that supports Donald Trump to the end of time, they're probably a little concerned, to say the least, about the impact of all this on his possible chances if he were to be the presidential nominee.
And the former president is just one of many in a crowded Republican field. This federal indictment could also impact how other Republican candidates campaign in Iowa. Many of them present themselves as alternatives to the former president, but so far most of the GOP field have sided with Trump, criticizing the Department of Justice. Political analysts do say, though, it is too soon to tell how this indictment could impact the campaign of Trump's Republican rivals. Stacey?